Hey yo, I know you heard of Spotify, right? It's free to download, and your girl's on there. That's right. So download, search the Conversation Piece Podcast with Aquila, and hit follow. It's that simple. Hello, and welcome back to The Conversation Piece with your host, Aquila. Born to sharecropper parents Susan and George Coleman, and being one of 13 children, Bessie knew her destiny was not in the fields, but in the sky. She said, "The air is the only place free from prejudice. You never lived until you've flown." The Jim Crow laws of the South would not deter Bessie from reaching the apex of her dreams. In 1915, millions of African Americans partook in the Great Migration, leaving the South and heading north. Coleman was amongst them. But moving to Chicago didn't satisfy her. Unfortunately for her, she lived in a nation of no Negro can do that. She had the ultimate clapback. Watch me soar. Her niece Gigi stated, quote, "She believed in herself and her determination to follow her dreams. To become an aviator was not to be deterred. She understood the importance of being educated." Her brothers, who were in World War II as Army veterans, told her that women were flying airplanes in France. So, off to France she went. But in Paris, she found the door closed to women. That didn't stop her. She headed north of France to a school operated by the Cauldron brothers, considered the best flying school at that time. She trained in Germany with former World War I flying aces, learning death-defying mid-air tricks. This paid off once she returned to America, and she lit the skies on fire. Despite the still present segregation laws prevailing throughout society, Bessie was still considered a gem, a marvel of determination and perseverance. Her audiences at one point had segregated interests, and Bessie used her voice and talent to combat the Jim Crow laws. She refused to perform until black and whites used the same entrance. She came as advertised. "See this daredevil and her hair-raising stunts." Was this foreshadowing? In 1923, she was able to purchase her own biplane, a Jenny, but had a near-death experience. A broken leg, fractured ribs, and a few cuts to her face did not shatter her spirit. It's reported from her hospital bed that she stated the following: "You tell the world I am coming back. The fact that I am alive proves that flying is no more dangerous than riding in an automobile on the ground. Blacks should not have to experience the difficulties I have faced. So I decided to open a flying school and teach other black women to fly, for accidents may happen and there will be someone to take my place." Those words would prove true in her case. April 30th, 1926. Bessie, along with mechanic William Willis, went up in a Jenny in Jacksonville, Florida. Bessie was scouting a parachute landing spot, but was not strapped in. She leaned over and was looking out for a spot. The plane suddenly took a nosedive and flipped over. Falling thousands of feet from the sky, she died upon impact. William perished a few moments later. The investigation into the crash showed it was an accident. A loose wrench jammed the controls and caused the plane to flip over and spin. She never lived to see her school blossom into fruition, but she inspired both men and women to become pilots, including the Tuskegee Airmen. Bessie passed away at the age of 34, but her spirit and tenacity still inspire many to soar beyond the clouds. what do Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic.com, and Pocket Cast all have in common? Me, the Conversation Piece podcast with Aquila. So go ahead and hit that notification button. Go ahead. I'll wait. All right, back to the show. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Conversation Piece podcast. I am your humble host, Aquila, requesting that you join me again. So, until then, be safe, love, and value yourself so that you can love and value others. I bid you adieu with the greeting, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you.